Hello. Welcome to Ruby Spice Talk Show. It's another time, another moment, another hour, another second, another hour. What time I'm spending here, and a minute, just like talk about, yeah, some Christian topics, and yes, it's just amazing. And last time was just like about a few weeks ago. Yes, that I as in there was a video with two guests on. Oh, thank you for the guests that came. So the guest tutorial from Redeem Andover, right, Petra House Andover, and then stuff for me from Southampton Christ Embassy. So thank you so much for coming, being part of the Spy Talk Show, right? And yes, it is another time to just continue. So thank you so much for the viewers, right? And yes, I you know what, when I started it, I said I'm going to be doing it every week. Oh my goodness, I have, well, I know I need to actually, I did it for a while every week, and now I'm not doing it every week. I'm just going to let it flow, and yes, and when I'm able to do it every week again, I will do it every week. But now I'm going to do it every time I'm able to, right? But the fundamental, the main goal is to do it every week, right? The main goal is to do it every week. However, if I'm not able to do it every week, I'm going to ensure that yes, I do it as soon as I can, right? I can't do it every week. Through Christ who strengthens me, I can do it, right? However, I've not been able to meet up for some weeks now, right? And I know that I can still go ahead, I can still do it, right? So right now I'm just ensuring that I do it, right? Thank you so much for the followers, for the time, I know for the times that you've not seen it, and now that you've seen it, thank you so much, right, for viewing it, right? So yeah, so, and thanks for the guests, and yeah, and future guests as well. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm expecting that you're gonna come soon. Anyway, when required. Anyway, so before last week's last time, the last video, right, we spoke about just different kind of giving, and then we spoke about tithing. So the last video was about tithing, right? And this video is going to be about seed. So the topic is, do I need to sow a special seed to get a solution, right? To get my prayer answered? Do I need to sow a special seed, right? You know what? Like, if you have been following the videos, right, we've mentioned about it's about you understanding this thing, and it's about you taking the action. Like, you know what it is, you know what you're going to get out of it. If you don't believe in it, you don't do it, right? But if you shouldn't be forced to do it, or shouldn't be thinking that, oh yes, I've not my as in I've given and I've not gotten answer, or I've not gotten answer, so I'm going to give, and then like you're putting yourself like I don't know, you're giving yourself pressure, really. So I think it's more about understanding. However, when you talk about seed sowing, right, when you want to grow beans, for instance, you're going to get the seed, you're going to get a bean, right, of you, right, and you're going to like put them in the soil. And when you put them in the soil, right, what that seed has become, it has become a life-giving seed. It gives life. Like, you've got the seed, and then you want life out of it, you want something out of it, right? So you give it, you put it into the soil, and then it germinates. And for it to germinate, when you sow, for it to germinate, first of all, it needs to at least to soak in water, right? And that's going to the using the imbibition process. So soaking water, and then it softens, it swells, it expands, and then activate enzymes, right? And then just talking about physical state, not talking about spiritual state right now, but physical state. So it produces activates enzymes, produces protein, metabolize uh, natural food, right, to produce chlorophyll and everything, and you have to be at the appropriate temperature, and the oxygen and all that. So it uses all those things to kind of like germinate, to produce its own fruit. So now what is important is the fruit, right? What is important is the fruit, because what the seed, the seed that has been sown, right? For example, when you plant a bean, you are going to get beans out of it. You won't get rice, or you won't get apple out of a bean seed, right? You're going to get bean out of it. When you want apple, you sow apple, and then you get apple out of it. So you already know what you're going to get out of the seed. So, and it's so basically, you're sowing a seed. You have the belief. You believe. You know that yes, you have the faith. For example, even if you've not activated, if you've not done it before, you making an attempt to do it, right? And then you believe that yes, when you sow something, as in you are asking God for something, and you're sowing a seed, you're sowing towards that thing, right? You're sowing towards it, right? It kind of helps. It kind of helps to kind of like even like activate or even demand from God, because you've already sown a seed, you've already done it. You understand? But like because you've sown the seed, right? I mean, because you've not, for example, if you don't sow a seed, doesn't mean that your prayer will not be answered. Let me answer. So that is just to answer the question. So it doesn't mean that because you've not sown a seed, right, it will not happen. So the sowing of the seed, right, helps you to kind of like demand, as you to be confident about asking God for it. You know what you're going to expect. You know it. But you know it, and then you're kind of asking God for it. You walk into it, you don't sow it and then don't do anything. Just like now, you don't just, so I'm going to sow a seed and then I'm not going to work towards achieving that thing. But so the sowing of the seed is kind of like, it's kind of like helping you. It's kind of, like I said, giving you authority. You've got this authority, right? Authority, audacity to kind of ask for what you're asking for, right? And you believe, and kind of you're expecting it. You're expecting what you've sown you're expecting to receive what you've sown for, right? So however, everyone kind of do these things based on their understanding, based on who they help. Maybe like it's based on, for example, when you get when you sow a seed, because I'm just talking about, this is kind of like sowing a seed to get something from God, right? For a particular reason. You're sowing a seed. For example, you want I want a car, and I'm sowing a seed for the car, right? And then I'm going to I've sown the seed. I'm going to be praying towards it. I'm going to be working towards it, maybe saving towards it, or maybe working hard, going to work going to work. Yes, you got to work, you're the one working for it, but a lot of things happen at work, a lot of things happen in your business, and maybe but because you've prayed, because you've done what you're meant to do, got the favors, and the things happen for you, but it doesn't mean that you know what, this thing is more or less about you having the faith and then believing. How it happens for you to receive that thing, it's actually not as relevant, because it's what happens that it happens, and God is the one who helps. Like just like in First Corinthians, right? Just like in First Corinthians chapter 3, right, verse 5, right, to verse 5, right? Let me read it to about 8. So what of what is Apollos? Let me just okay. Okay. And what is Paul? One servant through whom you came to believe, as the Lord has assigned to each his task. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, right? But only God who makes things grow, right? The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, right? And they will each be rewarded according to their labor, right? So when you see the sun, you sow the seed, you water it, other people help you water it, things happen. How it happens, it's up to God, right? And then when it happens, you get your harvest and you go, but it's for a particular reason. You are acting your faith. You're acting your faith, right? And it doesn't mean that because I am someone else hasn't done it doesn't mean that they won't receive. Like I said before, doesn't mean that they won't receive, but it's at a different level of faith, right? And yes, giving generally helps the spreading of the gospel. So however you've acted in the giving, right, it is you giving, you to acting your faith, right? What happens afterwards, or how it happens, how God answers, that is not as important. But the fact that it grows, you do your part, and God does his part, right? So everyone take take the action of faith as you understand and believe, right? And yes, well, God does his work, right? He does it. He's always faithful. He's always there. He does his work. You do your own bit, right? You do your bit. So you can struggle to do it. You can be active in doing it. You can take a longer time. You can take a shorter time. However it is, do it, and God does his own. He's always there for us, right? Even when we don't see him, even when it seems like it's never gonna happen, it always happens. How it happens, who it happens through, whatever medium it happens, right? But you sow a seed for a particular reason. That is a seed offering, right? And then so you use it to know what is about to happen, because you already know that yes, I sold for a car, I sold for a whatever, for a life partner, I sold for a business opportunity, I've sold for whatever you sold for. You sold for it, you know what you sold for, and then you expect it, you are in expectation of it, and then you receive it, right? Okay, so just like that. So also just to back up what I said, so 2 Corinthians verse chapter 9 verse 10, it says that now he will supply seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed, and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness, right? You'll be enriched in every way, so that you can be generous on every occasion, and through also your generosity result in thanksgiving to God. Hey man, God is the is the one who provides, who supplies all this, supplies seed to the sower, right? is soup and bread for food. So it does all this, right? It does it. Yeah, if we want to charge ginger him, whether you ginger him or not, it's going to give it to you. But you gingering him is you giving life to what you have requested or what you want, and it has to be you understanding, and it's advisable to, right? It's advisable to, but God is not man, right? However, God, as in, it's part of the giving that among all the several givings that they were given for, right? So it's part of the giving that we've been asked to do. And yes, it's better to give than to receive, really. However way we are given, whether as a seed offering, whether as tithe, whether as alms offering, yes, every offering, everything has its own blessing attached, and has its own grace attached to it. So the seed offering is a life-giving seed. It gives life to whatever we are expecting, right? And we don't give for rice. We don't give rice and then expect beans, or we don't give rice and expect apple. The blessing of the apple is the different thing. But when you sow a seed offering for rice, you get rice. So when you can also get apple, you can also get any other thing, right? That is because it's not like you don't only have one blessing for the rest of your life. If you have several blessings, God has blessed us, and has given us all spiritual blessings, given us everything. You understand? So now it's just about us activating, knowing what we've got, and like my past video, right? It's about how we, how we've renewed our mind. Our mind also helps, and it also determines what we actually even ask for, or what we even sow seed for. Yes, that's what is important for us to actually renew our mind, for us to do the will of God, because even some seed offering can be sentimental, right? So it's just important to sow it, as in to ensure that we renew our mind. Sow a seed offering for things that God has asked us to sow seed for, right? Because people can sow seed for things that, and you just want, but that's their own psychology. That's their own mindset as at that time, right? And they've sown the seed, they'll get it based on their mindset, if you get what I mean. So it's important for us to renew our mind, for us to know what God says concerning us, concerning our lives, so that we actually sow the right seed offering. It's important to give. It's important for us to sow the right seed, right? Because there are people, when you see some people's video, for now, right, let me just stop there, because the seed offering that some people give, it might not even be for themselves. It might not be for themselves. It might be for something else that will help. That will be for other things, other people. Like when I meant other people, they'll be beneficial not only to themselves but to other people. If you get what I mean. So people give. It depends on them. It depends on our mental states and what we give for, right? And yeah. And how we give it, one thing is that there are several givings, and every giving has its own blessing attached to it. It's important for us to know this, for us to understand this. Every giving has its own grace and blessing attached to it. But now I'm going to leave, right? Because man, it takes, as in, one thing is I'm really happy that I've actually created whatever minutes I've spent here to do it. I know, but also all of the preparations behind. Before and after. However, I'm glad at least I'm able to do this, right? So next time, hopefully, I'm going to, by the grace of God, I'm going to be here with somebody, right? And if I'm not here with somebody, and that time there's definitely going to be somebody else talking about something here, but not every time, right? So thank you so much for listening, right? For this week, I'm just taking it. You know what? Just taking it cool, you know what? Just bye guys, love you, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, everything you can do with it, just do, well, every good thing that will help it, that will help other people know about it. See ya. Bye.